Hello everybody, and welcome to the Ethical Atheist. The ethics question of the week is it wrong to mock the sincerely held beliefs of others? It's been a while since I did a video that actually talked about atheism or religion, and the reason for that is mostly that I prefer to focus my time and mental energy thinking about and considering what I do believe, rather than getting caught up in what I certainly don't believe. If I don't believe in it, why would I worry about it? But this week's ethical question specifically has to do with other people's beliefs and how we interact with them. So first, I have to explain what I mean by mocking. According to the Webster Dictionary, to mock is to treat with contempt or ridicule, to disappoint the hopes of, or to defy/challenge. So, going with these definitions, mocking can take a variety of forms, and could possibly include everything all the way from snide jokes to sincere criticism. Let's assume for the sake of argument that in all cases the result is that the believer of whatever doctrine is offended by the opposition to their beliefs in some way. So, setting that thought aside for just a moment, let's think about some of the questions that are involved in this issue. A relatively good way to determine if something is unethical is to identify if somebody is harmed by the action. So, in this case, are hurt feelings equivalent to harm? It's my personal opinion that hurting someone's feelings or causing them offense does not necessarily mean that you have harmed them, but there are circumstances in which case it would. For example, if you cause somebody psychological trauma, you have certainly harmed them. But it is not my experience that this is a common result of making jokes. Speaking of hurt feelings, that leads into our next question. Is protecting someone's feelings more important than having a frank and open discussion? If someone holds a belief that is demonstrably false, for example, a child believing in Santa Claus, it's my opinion that you do nothing wrong to challenge that belief, at an appropriate time, of course, in the case of the child with Santa Claus. In the case of more ambiguous issues, like the existence of a deity, no one can say with absolute certainty that there definitively isn't some sort of higher power outside time and space. And if not necessarily immoral, it stands on shaky footing to mock people for that belief alone. However, I feel that pointing out lack of evidence to support a strong belief in any specific deity, even in a sarcastic way, is a valid observation, and there's room for it in discussion. Given that point, where is the line between critique of a religion and bigotry towards a religious group? It is a very, very different thing to critique a religion than it is to attack the people that follow it. For example, it's one thing to say that the Bible is flawed, has contradictions, etc., and quite a different thing to make disparaging remarks about Christians themselves as a group, particularly in ways that are untrue. It's not a crime to say what is true, however, and in my opinion, it's not an inherently unethical thing to make light of stereotypes in a comedic way, especially when the joke is more about society than it is about the actual group being stereotyped. And a last consideration for this topic: does your voluntary participation in a discussion about your beliefs limit your ability to claim offense? And what I mean by this is, if you seek out a conversation with someone who you know has oppositional beliefs to yours, do you have the same right to be offended by what they say? So, I make videos on the internet. My channel title is very unambiguous. If you click on a channel titled The Ethical Atheist, and you are religious, you've chosen to expose yourself to something which you might find objectionable, and therefore, in my opinion, share some amount of the accountability. If I were to start emailing Ray Comfort repeatedly, and he said something to the effect of, "all atheists are going to hell," I sort of forfeit my right to be offended, as I knew of him and of his beliefs beforehand, and was aware that I could expect that type of response. In my opinion, you have no right to complain about that which you need not subject yourself to. So, as a content creator that focuses a lot on ethics, this is a question I've really puzzled over. A lot of the choices I've made and a lot of the content I've put up is heavily influenced by my desire to communicate my thoughts and ideas in a way that is true to what I believe, but at the same time doesn't attack people who believe differently than I do. I believe in challenging and criticizing ideas, as I think this is the best way of progressing in our understanding, but I don't believe in directly attacking other people, because I don't think it's productive. I'm not taking the position that it's not okay to make jokes or to boldly challenge ideas that deserve challenging, merely that while we do so, we need to make sure that we treat people with a basic level of respect, whether or not we expect to have it returned. This has been Larry, and this has been the Ethical Atheist. Thank you very much for watching. Hey there everybody, I just wanted to take a second at the end of this video to thank you emphatically for watching. Making videos on this channel is a bit of a passion project for me, so every new like, comment, or especially subscription absolutely makes my world go round. So if you'd like to see more from me, hit that bell, and if there are any topics you want me to cover, leave a comment below or on the Ethical Atheist Twitter handle, which is included in the description. Thank you for watching, and may Darwin be with you.